Good afternoon. I'm a little sweaty. The weather has warmed up today, and I've been outside walking a little bit. So yeah, feeling the heat. Let's see. Let's let the people in Discord. Let's see. Alright, so I think today I'm going to have a little bit of fun on stream. Not that I don't normally have fun on stream, but I think we're going to take a look at a couple new pieces of technology and maybe kill a couple birds with one stone, so to speak. Alright. Hello, Ducky Dev. How are you doing? Install Zed with Scoop. Yeah, so Zed, let's see, Zed does not have, they do not have a Windows, and I'm definitely not going to build it from source. So they don't have any instructions on building this or installing this with Scoop, so I'm gonna have to go digging. Oh yeah, man, don't even worry about missing streams, bro. You got a life. You gotta live your life, man. You can't be worried about making my streams. Ducky Dev, I'm gonna sleep like 3 a.m. I've got a lot of homework and CS work to do. Yesterday I had to finish all the assignments teachers gave me, had to do whole chapters, which was pain. Yeah, man, that can be overwhelming. When it all piles up on you like that, that's just no bueno. I don't know if you were here, but somebody asked me about that, about like advice I had when it comes to college, and I mean that's just more school generally. But yeah, staying on, doing a little bit every day helps a lot, you know. When it all lands at one time, it's just overwhelming. And at some point, you just run out of hours in the day to get it all done, which it kind of sounds like you're pushing it, Ducky Dev. Not enough hours in the day for you to get after it. Okay, so Scoop install with Zed install with Scoop. Let's see if we can figure this out. I guess maybe I'll follow this guy's thing. But this seems like it could be old. This is from December of 2024. So what, this is like 5 months old? Kind of wish Stefan was here so he could tell me. Stefan was the one that recommended I do this. Let me see if I have any. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Zed editor. Make sure to install with Scoop. But I do not have. I don't have any instructions on how to do that. Let's ask Gemini if it knows. Yo, do you know how to install the Zed editor on Windows using Scoop? Yeah, Windows and Linux, the best of friends. Hobie, go lay down. All right, let's see if Gemini is gonna lead us astray here. Oh, do I not have Scoop installed on this? Jeez. Okay. Install Scoop on Windows. What's up, Toad Sage? How you doing? Let's see, Ducky Dev, Scoop, Bucket, add extra Scoop, install extra Zed. Is that what I need to do? Where's the source for that, Ducky Dev? Could you link me to wherever you got that? If anybody here knows how you install Scoop or install Zed with Scoop on a Windows machine, let me know. Ducky Dev has a suggestion for me. If anybody else. So Ducky Dev, what you said is probably 100%, right? This one. Okay, so let's do well, I wonder what would happen if I just did this. Toad Sage, repeat, man. I was saying if you know how to install Zed on a Windows machine using Scoop, I could really use your help. But I think maybe Ducky Dev has my answer here. Okay, so that's where the bucket comes in. Sorry, Ducky Dev. I haven't used Scoop much, so I'm just trying to familiarize myself. What's up, Neo? How's it been? How are you? It's been a minute. Stefan. Well, well, well. Hello, Stefan. Yeah, we're trying to set up Zed. That's what we're trying to do right now. And I think Ducky Dev has me on the right path here. We Beetlejuiced Stefan into the chat. Toad Sage. Why Zed, man? Really just to try it out. Stefan had mentioned it to me way back. I mean, probably almost a month and a half or 2 months ago now at this point. And I've just never taken a look at it. And you know, when I when I was thinking about what I wanted to do today on stream, I thought, you know what, I want to do something fun, and this seems fun. Okay, so how do I? Oh, there it is. Booyah. Steven, I'm super hyped for tomorrow. Why? Why are you hyped? Just. Hi, your terminal looks cool. What did you use? Just, this is PowerShell, and it uses, I'm using Oh My Posh. So if you can search it up, but, it's basically like Oh My ZSH, but for PowerShell users. So if you go to ohmyposh.dev, you can learn all about it. Oh, Stefan already had the answer there. Butterscotch, you installed Zed? I did. Looky there. We're up and running. All right, so we need to, obviously, first and foremost, we need to choose a theme. Oh, look, there's Capuchin. Yeah, Capuchin. Yeah. Let's see, One Dark Pro. That's what I use in NeoVim. All right. So we chose a theme. We probably want to enable Vim mode, I'm guessing. What's the install CLI? What's that? I don't know. Shouldn't be worried about it. Yeah, so I have no idea how to use this. Let's see. Sign in. I guess I have to create an account. That's fine. Hold on, let me see. I missed. Hold on. There was a lot of chat there for a second. Let's see. First time, it'll maybe take some time to load. First time doing Talon Grip Bench. Interesting. I've never heard of that. Talon Grip Bench. Oh, this is reverse. So it's reverse grip, like this, right? Is that what you're talking about? It's supposed to be superior for your upper chest. Like it's supposed to be even better than incline, an incline press. Although the wrist position is super uncomfortable. Ducky Dev, I like neat terminals. Yeah, tricked out terminals are very cool. I actually, the first person to introduce me to like a really cool looking terminal was Scott Hanselman. I watched one of his talks, one of his NDC talks, and yeah, that's what introduced me to the whole tricking out your PowerShell thing. Suhas, what are you doing? Suhas, I am just taking a look at a couple technologies today. So I'm looking at Zed the editor, and then I also want to take a look at this PGlite, which is basically a Postgres instance that runs in the browser using Wasm. My favorite theme, hell yeah. Of course, dude, One Dark Pro. I like it. I like it. I hope it solves all my wrist pain problems. I don't know, man. I feel like reverse grip bench press might make those wrist problems worse, but we'll see. All right, Vim mode's good, so I did enable that. Let's see, that's so that you can launch projects in Zed from the CLI, not yet on Windows. Oh, that stinks. That's okay, though. That's okay. I'm sure they'll come out with a full-fledged Windows version, and then we'll all be happy. That reverse grip on bench, but with index on the inside. So, like, hold on one sec. I have a... Oh, hold on one sec. Okay, don't ask me why I have a fat grip laying around. But, Stefan, are you saying so you hold it like this, and then you put your index around the bar like that? That seems... Huh. Like that, maybe? Huh. I'll have to try that when I go out to the gym today. You essentially put the bar between your index and middle finger. Yeah, so you're saying basically like this, huh? And then hold it? Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Anytime I've done reverse grip bench, it's just not been super comfortable on the wrist. Butterscotch Helix is on the list? I believe so. Yeah, Helix is on the list. Yeah. I'm not sure who recommended that to me, but it's on the list. Yes, it aligns perfectly above your bone. Okay, interesting. Well, I'll give it a shot next when I head out to the gym this afternoon to work out. Okay, so I shouldn't be in Neovim, I guess, now, huh? If I'm trying Zed for the afternoon. So let's close that. Okay, so if I do file, let's open a file. Here we go. I'm opening a file here. Let's open that same file. Okay, so we're in, so we can navigate. Oh, that's nice, right? It's Vim out of the box. Okay. Insert. So it's all your standard Vim things. Although I will say, does anybody have issues with like, you know how in NeoVim you have to do :W to write your file out? Basically to save your file, you do :W. When I have VimMotion on in VS Code, or I guess now even in Zed, I find myself like writing something like, hello chat, and then I immediately want to write it out. Like I want to save it. But here, that's not how you do it. Here, you just do Control S, right? That's interesting. So Control : toggles your line numbers. That searches for files. Yeah, so some of this is very VS Codey. And then it's also got this layer of Vim motions built in. Settings. How do I do relative line numbers? Doesn't have IntelliSense. Let's see. Z relative line numbers. Oh, okay. What does toggle relative line numbers do? This is where you always end up down a configuration rabbit hole. Okay, at 7. Or no, 7J. Okay, cool. Alright, well, I say we just start trying to write some code and see if see how Zed plays. Yeah, time to try coding in Zed, exactly. Suhas, Steven? Yes, Suhas? What did you say? Steven, Discord tag okay as you promised. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I do not know what you're talking about, Suhas. Butterscotch, is there any way to configure Zed like a ZRC file or something? It looks like it's a settings file. It's very similar to VS Code. It looks like it puts it in your app data roaming folder under Zed and then just settings.json. It looks like it. It's how you configure it. Stefan, it's CWQ to save and go back to the terminal. CWQ. You can do it in your config file. Oh, you're saying like I could keep remap it? Interesting. Suhas, Discord tag to celebrate my victory. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I see your comment in the general channel of Discord, but I don't know what you're wanting from me, Suhas. I'm confused. Maybe draw me a picture. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. Network bib finally found the fix for my problem. Well, that's good, man. I'm glad. Let's see. No, when you are finished editing something, just do :CWQ like you would issue a vim command. Okay, so let's say hello everyone, and then you're saying :CWQ, or you're saying in normal mode CWQ. I don't know. Maybe my Z isn't configured correctly. Because that doesn't. When I do control. Let's see. When I do colon. Yeah. When I do control or colon, I do shift colon, and that brings up this execute a command. And then when I type CWQ, I get here. So it must be different. Butterscotch, let's get coding. I want some feedback. Butterscotch, stop trying to order me around. Stefan, oh, duh. Okay, so you're saying this, or no, whoops, not that. You're saying CWQ. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's not working. But yeah, we can write some code. Okay, so the thing I really wanted to let's see, how do I pull up the terminal? There's got to be a terminal, right? There we go. Oh, but look. Oh my posh symbols are not. Okay, I need to change the font, don't I? Settings. UI, font family. This is gonna be Cascadia Cove Nerd font, I think is what I use. And then terminal font family is also going to be Cascadia Nerd font. Maybe mono, I think is what I want there. Oh, that looks ugly. That looks so ugly. Let me see what I'm using in the terminal. This is the stuff you get hung up on when you're setting up a new Cascadia Cove Nerd font mono. No, that's what I nerd font mono. Okay, maybe it's my line height. 1.3, I think that's what I have it. Standard. There we go, that's better. I'm not sure why though these characters aren't coming through. That's weird. Oh yeah, you sent me an example of the reverse grip bench press, didn't you?
We're looking to upgrade our mattress.
Oh god. Let me see. Does he actually demo it, or does he just talk about it? Oh, he just talks about it. Okay, I'll watch that off stream. Suhas, look in Discord. King of Chronically Online. That's cool. I mean, Suhas, I don't take this the wrong way. I just don't know what it is you're wanting. Like, you want my reaction? Do you want? I don't know what you're wanting. Jimmy Cole, the bench press legend. Nice. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look. Network bib. What is Zed? Zed is just an editor. It's just a just different editor. Maybe it's because you didn't launch it from a terminal. Maybe. Chinmay. I guess he is typing CWQ instead of CWQ. Yeah, I don't know. It's not doing what I think Stefan would expect it to do, which is like, hello. And then if I do shift, whoops. Gosh dang it. Yeah, I'm not sure why. In any event, GW, he is king of first to stream. I totally get that. He made it seem like I was supposed to do something, so I don't know why. Yeah, that's why I was confused. So, I think that's wonderful, man. All right. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore the fact that the terminal is all screwed up. Because it's gonna bug the shit out of me, but I'm gonna try to ignore it. All right, let's go to in here and let's make a new directory, and let's actually make this a little bigger because it's probably hard to see. let's make a new directory called PGlite. Okay, so here's an example of something, Stefan, you might have to... Let's see something. Take a look at the Discord again. Let me see. Ooh. Look at this guy. This guy be getting after it. Oh, I see. I see the grip. Yeah. What is that? 2. Yeah, I see how his hand sits in there. Now it makes sense to me. Well, I'll have to give that a try because I've always found reverse grip bench press very uncomfortable. Okay, I'll give that a go for sure. $900 for reps. Woo, that's a strong dude. Suhas, give me a custom roll. BridgeX. Hey, cool. You are coding. I am coding, BridgeX. Chinmay, are you streaming horizontal mode also? This is tough to watch. I'm not streaming horizontal mode. I don't dual stream. It's just vertical. Let's see, Suas. Give me. So that's what you're after, Suas. You're wanting a custom role. You want a custom role in our server for King, or to somehow acknowledge you're the first one to the stream. Is that the ask, Suhas? Because you took a long way to go around making that ask. Butterscotch looks uncomfortable. Yeah, I mean, definitely doing it reverse. Like if you lay the bar between your thumb and your index, it's definitely doesn't feel great. But I'll give the Talon grip a try. Prossen, 10 push-ups right now? No, man, I'm coding right now. Workouts after work. Suhas, yes. Okay, Suhas, I'll take care of that. I'm not gonna take care of it right now, but I'm happy to do it for you. Nadrisha Syed. Hi. Hello, Nadrisha. Thanks for stopping into the chat, saying hi. Very kind of you. You look like this is your first time here because I don't recognize your username. So appreciate having you here. Okay, so any Zed users out there, help me out here. So in my normal workflow, I would type code.r to open this directory in VS Code. Can I do that with Zed? No, I can't. Oh, nope, that worked. It opened a new window. So did that work? You guys are gonna have to bear with me because I just don't know how to use this editor. So it's gonna be painful. You're just gonna have to you're just gonna have to hang in, man. Control B. Yeah, I don't think that worked. Let's see. Z-help. Interesting. Okay, well, we're gonna close this window. Alright, so let's go to the PGlite documentation. And let's actually, can we make this bigger? How do we change the view here? Zoom in. Can I not make this bigger? That kind of sucks. Yeah, I guess I can't make this any bigger. I mean, I guess I can make the editor bigger, or the editor bigger, but I can't make the whole application more zoomed in. Rosin, oh come on, it's light work. Okay. I'm gonna go do 10 push-ups. All right, I did them. You couldn't see them, but I swear I did them. Just take my word for it. Also, I need to adjust the ISO on my camera. Nardish, I want to be a part of your journey. How can I contact you? Instagram or Twitter? Well, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. You could join our Discord. You could connect with me on LinkedIn. See you, Network Bib. Butterscotch. I just installed Zed. It feel a bit chonky. I'm reserving my opinions until I actually write some actual code. All right. So PGlite. Let's see. So the reason I'm interested in this library is it basically gives you Postgres in the browser, but it also has like a live component to it. So you can see queries update in real time, which is what really kind of sparked my interest in using this. Let's see, new file. We'll just call it index.html. Failed to run VS Code HTML language server. That's weird. So why is Zed trying to use something in the NeoVim data folder? Alright, well, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way, I guess. We'll add a head tag. We'll add a body tag. Yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, the thing with Zed is it feels like VS Code with the Vim extensions. The Vim mode extensions plugin. We need to add a meta tag. Character set's gonna be UTF-8. I haven't typed this stuff in forever. I usually just use a shortcut. So what comes after this? Content. This is going to be, this is like width equals device width, I think, is what this should be. And then, oh, and then you also have to set the initial scale. I have not written this. I'm sure it shows. Let's see, and then we need title, PGlite. And we don't need a style sheet at the moment. We can do the style sheet later. And let's just add an H1, PGlite, H1. And let's just do this all in a script tag. How about that? We'll just go old school. Script type equals module. And then we need to add that, excuse me, we need to add that let's see, docs, copy. Script. Oh no, I guess I can just do so I can paste it here, can't I? Then we should be able to say const pg equals new pg light. All right, so what does this have, Stefan? Does this have some sort of like live server that I can use, like VS Code does, like the live server plugin? Butterscotch. It does not feel fast like they advertised it. My Neo config is way faster. Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm trying to reserve judgment on it because right now my feeling on it is that this feels like a worse version of VS Code with the Vim mode extensions, but I haven't used it very much, so I'm trying not to get overly pessimistic about it. Saint Cookie Lord, finally, I can talk to a real coder. What's your opinion about software development market oversaturated? I'm studying cybersecurity to avoid SE like plague. I don't think it's oversaturated. I mean, I definitely think that there was probably quite a hiring frenzy 2020 to 2023, it seemed like, on the peripheral, but I still think it's a good skill set. I still think there's a good careers to be had in those fields, so I'd encourage you to pursue it, man. Sam, what's up, Sam? Good to see you again. How are you doing? Stefan, I'll be 20 in June. I feel old. I'm old. I just turned 32. Am I the oldest one here? This user said, the user with 123 says HTML in 2025, it's something an AI can do better than you human. User with 123, are you an AI? Is AI trolling me now? Stefan, brother, I don't know. I don't use Zed. Yeah, it's fair enough. I just gave it a shot for like 15 minutes, just checked it out. Yeah, and that's where I'm at. I mean, that's what I wanted to do today, was give it a go. So that's what I'm doing. All right, well, if we don't know, then let's just open our terminal. And let's just do npx live server. And we'll just serve from our root directory. Make sure we didn't get any errors. The only error we got was favicon, so I think it's looking promising. Let's see, network. Alright, now let's try to use that PG object. I officially have too many tabs open. Alright, let's go ahead and create a table. Yeah, let's do all this and just see if we can get this working, and then oops. Okay. Oops. DB is not defined. Oh yeah, because that is not valid. We called it PG. There we go. And then let's do let's grab that other query. Put this here. There we go. Looky there, we got Postgres running in the browser. That's pretty cool. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do that, and then let's paint this on the screen so that we can see the to-dos. So let's do div id tasks, and then we'll say instead of doing that, we'll say document dot query. We'll say let's say const container equals document dot get elements by ID. I think is that API tasks, and then we'll say container dot inner equals ret dot, let's just do JSON dot stringify ret dot rows. Cannot set properties null. Oh, because I need to do this. I haven't wrote vanilla HTML in a while. Or vanilla JavaScript in a while. Hey, there we go. Nice, very cool. Sorry guys, I was locked in there for a second. William, is this plain JS and HTML? It is. I'm just William. I'm just playing around with this library I found called PGlite, which looked kind of cool. So I'm giving it a whirl, and I'm just using like the simplest sandbox playground environment I can to poke at it. My forehead was looking a little shiny. Stefan, time doesn't exist. It's just a way for us humans to see how much until we die. Do we have some existentialism in the chat today? Let's see. Chetan Rowe. Yes, I see you're back, Chetan. Good to have you. William A. William says, this seems really unsafe. Having all the DB vars inside the HTML will be easy to find out once in prod. Yeah, it's so basically the idea here would be you wouldn't use this for like, you wouldn't use this as for like the same way you'd use your a backend instance of Postgres, right, that you're using to store like user data. But imagine you could use, like typically when you're building like a client side, let's say you're building a client side application, right? It doesn't have any auth. You're just building like a simple to-do app, right? You typically have like a couple different ways you can store. You really have like one way that you can store that data, right? Or two ways, I guess. You have local storage and you have session storage. You're probably not going to use session storage because that's not going to persist across browser restarts, but you're probably going to use local storage. And you're probably just going to serialize the data into like a JSON string and stick it in local storage. But what's cool about this is like this allows you to query data like you're working with a Postgres instance, and it supports all like the advanced functionality of Postgres, right? So you can use PGvector with it. You can use they have a like reactive extension for it that lets your data like update. If somebody adds a new task, the query automatically, the data on the page automatically reflects that. It's just when I saw it, when I originally found it online, I was like, that looks like a very interesting piece of technology, right? So this is not really meant to be like, this is what you should do and this is how you should build an application. This is more of a PGlite looked interesting, and so I want to explore it. Okay, so the thing I want to explore though is really that the reactivity of it, live queries. So we can do wonder if I can just import it the same way. I wonder if I can import, let's see. Live? Wonder if that's in there. Oops. Oh, it's lowercase. Okay, so extensions. Extensions, and then you do this live. Let's see if that works. Nope, that doesn't work. What if we do what if we do that? Excuse me. And then what if we do live? No, that does not work. So I wonder if they don't have a I guess I have to use a bundler. to use the live thing. Let's go to GitHub. Alright, well, I guess I can't explore the live functionality today without setting up a proper project. I was hoping I could get away with just doing all CDN stuff, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Alright, well, we at least have a start here. Can start exploring it more. I just like the idea of being able to build really simple applications, like very simple like client-side applications, but you have like a persistent store that is not just stringifying JSON and parsing JSON. JSON.parse, JSON.stringify. William, where is the DB hosted? It's literally it's packaged into yeah, it's packaged and run with Wasm in the browser. Yeah. They talk about it on their docs here. Right? It's a full Postgres database locally in Wasm, and then it has the ability to be reactive. And you can use PG Vector with it and all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, you can run it server side too, from what I understand, I think. Or I shouldn't say you can run it server side. I mean, you can run it with Node.js or Bun, I guess is what I should say. So it's kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe it piqued your guys' interest to check it out. Chiton, hey, why don't you use ORM? I do use ORMs, Chiton. I just, in this case, I'm not because I'm poking around at this new piece of tech. Man, today's streams felt kind of chaotic, honestly. Suhas, just waiting for Steven's reaction of my thought process. What's your thought? Hold on. What's your thought process? Humans are patterns, no different from waves. The only difference is humans change their next generations randomly, with a lot of permutations and combinations of existing humans. Like the fire running out of fuel one day, human till will learn out of energy to live. Well, I don't know about that, man. I think humans are biologically wired to do one thing, and that is to survive and procreate. I think that is our primary drive. You know, have you ever heard that term of like fuck, eat, and kill? That's kind of like I think if you look around at a lot of humanity, we've dressed it up quite a bit, but for the most part, things kind of revolve around those three activities. So I don't know if we'll ever we'll run out of energy. And I think, Suhas, the primary driver of patterns in humans is about survivability, right? So we just, humans are the ultimate adaptation machine. Stephanie, he'll giggle a bit, say some random stuff non-related to the things you said. I try. I try not to. I try to add. I try to keep up with what you guys are talking about. Sometimes I don't stick with it. Here we go. Let's see his reaction. The Mentalist. 2 giggles and random stuff. Hell yeah. Revision 4. You can create JS to C++ bridge for Node.js, or to WASM, or to JSI for React Native. That revision 4 seems way over the top for me. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but like to be able to actually do any of that, I'm just a web developer. I'm just a quality engineer, you know? You can't expect me to know C++. Let's see, run out. Let's see, Chiton. The Mentalist. See it and also show it to your kids. It's a good show. A crime event. Yeah, I've seen The Mentalist. Although that's such a random recommendation, and that show is definitely not kid appropriate. Or at least in my eyes, it's not for... I have a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old. I would not allow them to watch that show, probably. Hello, Logan. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Well, guys, I've officially hit my hour. I need to head back to work and finish out the workday. Mo Sadiq. Hey there. I love watching your live video. Makes me miss my old coworkers when I used to code and talk to them along. Pretty nostalgic. Well, hey man, I'm glad you enjoy it, dude. What are you doing now if you're not working with them and coding? Do you change careers? Soham. Hello, Soham. How are you? Suhas, if you are in Walter White situation, would you go Breaking Bad? No. No, Suhas, I wouldn't. That just, like, I love the idea of that. I mean, it's such a romantic idea of, like, dying man uses final months to build a fortune for his family to leave, like, generational wealth. There's something really romantic to that, but I would never risk it. Yeah, wouldn't risk it. Logan, have a great day. You too, Logan. Did you guys know that Smurfs are actually evil? And Gargamel is a priest trying to get rid of evil spirits. I've never actually heard that. I've never heard that. So the next time I watch the Smurfs, I'll have to try to watch it with that lens. Ducky Dev says, definitely. I'd make all kinds of drugs. All right, well, we know where Ducky Dev's going. Mo Sadiq, I have switched to research side, about to join National University of Singapore for research program. Oh wow, that's very cool, man. Congrats on the job change. You know, sounds like it's still kind of in an area of interest, but more academic rather than application. So Stefan, that is the original French story. Oh, interesting. I did not know that. I had no idea that was the origin story behind the Smurfs. Yeah, in the show they show Gargamel as evil for sure, and the Smurfs are the bad guys. I mean, the Smurfs are the good guys, and Gargamel is the bad guy. Chiton, let's say I have an API which interacts with an Ollama AI model. How can I Docker it? How can we Docker the AI model, which is present in my local machine? Well, doesn't Ollama have a Docker container? So I guess, Chiton, the way I would look at that is, if you have a here, I have to draw it because I can't talk without my hands. So I need to I guess here's what I'm imagining is you have your API, right? This is your API. This is the code you wrote. Oops. Let's say this is just for like for instance, let's say this is an Express API, right? So you're gonna put this into a container, right? You're gonna put this into like a little Linux container using Node to run the API, right? So that's going to be one container. So the first thing I would do is I would containerize my API, and then Ollama itself has a Docker image, if I'm not mistaken. Ollama Docker container. Pretty sure, yeah, they have a Docker image. Obviously, you're going to be constrained by like whatever hardware you run, right? Like how well this is going to perform. But then I would imagine you'd have a Docker compose file. And you'd have two services. You'd have the API, and then you'd have Ollama, right? And then your Docker Compose would just run your API. You configure whatever environment variables the API needs to be aware of to talk to Ollama, like it's a, Ollama becomes like a third-party service, right? This would be akin to having like a Postgres Docker container, right? That's how I would think of it. Ducky Dev, I might go to Asia Pacific University or just study medicine. Interesting. I didn't know that you could just like Ducky Dev, are you in college? Yeah? Like usually there's prereqs to get into medicine. Chiton Row, DM me. But yeah, that's Chiton. This is what I would think of your scenario there. And then when you initialize this Docker container, you would just have it pull whatever model needs to be pulled. Like you should be able to like have like an entry script, I think. I think I have an example of this. One sec, let me look. I think it's this guy. Yeah, so basically you just have an entry point script that once your Ollama container starts up, you're just going to automatically pull down the model, right? So that would be something you'd configure as part of your Docker Compose file. That's probably what I would do. I wouldn't try to stick it all into a single container, in my opinion. Look at Discord. Let me see. I'm looking at Discord, but I don't see anything. Chiton, I have an HR interview tomorrow. Any tips? Company name is Plintron. Chiton, I'd be yourself, man. Be honest. Make sure you take some time to ask questions that are relevant to what you're thinking about, you know? You know, when I say relevant to what you're thinking about, I guess I mean relevant to what's important to you, right? What are the company policies around PTO? What are the company policies around maternity and paternity leave? Like, don't be afraid to ask questions yourself. That'd be really my only advice. Be yourself. Be honest. Don't be afraid to ask questions. There's been some really random comments in the chat today. Like, Stefan's talking about the Smurfs and them representing the 7 deadly sins. We've got people talking about pulling their own Breaking Bad scenario. All while we're talking about how to orchestrate a containerized, container-based system that uses Olama. We're all over the map today. Yeah, I think the one thing I'll say before I get off, the one thing I'll say that before I get off stream is I don't think I'm a Zed. I didn't enjoy the 30 minutes I worked in Zed today, so I don't think I'll be returning to it. I think I'll stick with VS Code or NeoVim. Vishal, is life okay after marriage? Oh yeah, for sure, Vishal. I mean, obviously everyone's life's different. Everyone's marriage is different, so you can I'm sure, I mean, I don't want to scare you, Vishal, but like, yeah, I mean, life after marriage is fine. Chatan, 3 years bond. I'm not sure what that means, Chatan. Chatan, I think I'm saying that right. I don't know what that means. All right, guys, I've overstayed my welcome. Butterscotch, yeah, Zed did not met my expectation too. Yeah, I think I'm moving on, but I'm glad I tried it. Like, and maybe it'll be better when there's a legit Windows version of it, right? And maybe it's also my mood, right? I think there's something to be said about like the mood you're in when you approach something, right? So maybe I revisit it in 3 to 4 months or 6 months or something. Try it again. All right, guys, I'm going to head back to work. I appreciate you hanging out with me. I will see you in another stream or another video or a short. Yeah, hope you guys have a good Tuesday. And if it's already Wednesday for you, have a good Wednesday. And I'll talk to you guys later. And yes, life after marriage is fine. It's wonderful. It's incredible, Mo Sadiq. All right.